Good morning. Getting ready to get started. I think we have one more minute. Hope everyone is doing well. So I went ahead and put mine in like a little hoop. I was like, I didn't even press mine. But I thought it was so cute like that. I was like, I thought about doing the frame. They had added in the frame. The other thing I thought about was maybe putting it in just like a dish towel. I saw some people had stitched down a dish towel and I thought that was really, really cute, but you know, you got to do something with it. Your fabric, when we first kitted it, we didn't look, when we first kitted it, we didn't think about the fabric being directional. So we just went ahead and cut them. So some of you have kits where your fabric's cut like this. That's how I cut mine. Some of you have kits. When I realized it, then I recut the fabric and then you have fabric cut like this and going up and down. And then some of you, the newer kits, we just put the fabric where it's going up and down. So there's 3 possibilities with your kits, but they're all going to look absolutely adorable. So let me go ahead and put in my USB. I think we're ready and we can get started. I don't know who's stitching with us today, but let me go ahead and put this in. And let's go ahead and pull up our design. Fresh flowers, April. And we're just going to go embroidery files. I'm PES. And this is going to go into your 5x7 hoop. All right. We have like 8 million 5x7 hoops laying around here. And if you grab your kit, and let's go ahead and heat up our iron too. So I'm going to go ahead and heat up our iron. We have all these different filming apparatuses here. Who's stitching with us? Let me see who is actually going to be stitching. This is what I'm going to see. So if you haven't done a Zoom class before, I leave this up on my screen. Hang on. Oh, let me get this adjusted. There we go. And I usually change my view. So I spotlighted this, but I'm going to put it in gallery view and then I can see more people at once. Lori, I always get your name confused with one of the local girls because her name is Lori McClellan. And so I'm like, yeah, so I'm always, that's why the other day I talked to you and I was like, well, don't you want to just pick it up? I did that with a Sullivan and a Simmons the other day. I was like, don't you want to just come in for your class? And she was like, I'm in Montana. So this is what I'm going to leave up on my screen that I'll see, but you should just see this screen big. If you haven't done a Zoom with us before, there is an audio here that you should be able to mute and unmute. You can also throw in a chat. So right here, we have some people that have been chatting, so you could throw your chat in there. And I can go ahead and mute you and unmute you right here. So if it gets really loud, you might get muted. I might ask you to unmute. And I'll see your messages pop up as you put them into the chat. Okay, so we're heating up our iron right now. I'm going to put this back over here. And you can just go ahead and get out your little kit. Not stitching today, just joining us. And that's okay too. This is just a 5x7 project. So I'm going to go ahead and Miss Leslie's coming in. So you should have in your kit a piece of stabilizer, and then you're going to have your embroidery fabric, and all of that should have shape flex. So you should have a piece of shape flex that goes with all of that. We're going to go ahead and open this hoop up. And let's go ahead. And when you hoop, remember the arrow should always go to the top. We're going to go ahead and hoop that. And I like to, oh, there we go. I'll use the palm of my hand. Make sure that your hoop is level, that the inner hoop is level with the outer hoop, that it's not sticking like right here. I can tell I'm not level. So I'm going to go ahead and push the inner hoop up a little bit. Mine's really snug, I can tell. So you want to hand tighten at this point. What I'll do, and I didn't really hoop that evenly, but I will hand tighten and then I'll pull in to make sure everything's flat, but mine's looking pretty flat. And then I'll take my hoop tightener, my favorite. This is going to be my top 5 favorite tools in my sewing and embroidery room. Put this on and you want to turn it to where it's comfortable. Mine's snug, so I'm not even going to turn it anymore. And we are hooped and oh, you know what? This would help if I'm reading the instructions because I think we're supposed to mark it and hoop it with that. So hang on just a second. Let me grab. This was me going on autopilot. So sorry. But that's normally there. That was just a demo of how I like to hoop. Here's my fresh flowers. We are actually going to be marking this. So that was just a quick demo on hooping. So let's go according to my directions so I don't take you astray like I just did. Let's go ahead and fuse our fabric first. So if you haven't used Shape Flex before, you have a smooth side and a bumpy side. Bumpy side goes to the wrong side of your fabric. And what's going to help is moisture. So I either use steam on mine or I will use best press, one or the other. Most of the time I will press from, I'll press on the on this side just in case every once in a while you get an icky iron. Where's our best press? Let's see, do I have steam in here? Don't have any steam, and our best press isn't here. Hang on. Okay, this is our back room one that had migrated up to the other part of the store. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it a little bit of spray. What's going to make your best press adhere is going to be time and moisture. And you just want to adhere it enough that it's not going to like be coming apart. See, like this. Make it stick a little longer. This is one of those times where I actually press. Most of the time, I'm too impatient to press, which means I'm too impatient to just hold it there and I sit and I iron back and forth. But this is one of those times where I will kind of press. Okay, that should be good enough. And then if you want to give it a little bit of a press from the front side too, I usually will press from front and back. So this is good. We're going to go ahead and do these two pieces. You should have a piece of Shape Flex for your striped fabric. And for that mint green fabric, make sure you don't have the bumpy side up. I'm just going to spray them on. What this is going to help is it's going to help reduce puckering, and it's also going to help reduce shadowing. So if you ever have a light fabric going on top of a dark fabric, just put some Shape Flex. This is Shape Flex 101, SF 101, made by Pellin. I would just, and Nancy, your bolt is ordered. I buy it by the bolt. And if you want to get it from the bolt by us, we usually do a bolt at 30% off. If ever you want a fabric and you want a bolt of something, let me know and I'll if as long as I can do it, I'll do 30% off. So if you love Black Magic, you want the whole bolt. If you want Kimberbell coconut cream and you want the whole bolt, just let me know. Okay. So when you have that on here, you're not going to see as much shadowing of the other fabric behind it. All right, next step. Now it says to place the background fabric right side up using a water soluble pen. I didn't do that. I just went ahead and finger folded it. So I just grabbed it and I just folded it because you're going to press it anyways later on. If you want to go ahead and mark it, they want you to do background fabric right side up and go ahead and mark your center marks. I just went ahead and I just creased it kind of here more on this corners because that's what we're going to be looking at. And I creased it over here too. So if I can do it without marking, that's usually what I prefer. And then it says cut a piece of medium stabilizer we're going to go totally open this up because now we have to put this in. It's going to be bigger. You're just going to kind of put it on there. And then what I did was I just put this down here. I made sure that the centering marks were on my creases.
These are 2 sizes. These are 6.
Okay.
These are 7.
Can you put them in with the quantities?
Yes. So which one did you use? I
7.
Use the 7.
I used the 7. And then I'm just going to take this and pinch it with my stabilizer like this. So I'm holding it nice and tight. And I'm just going to push it right down into my hoop. And it should stay pretty centered. And if you have to do it again, you can do it again. If you feel like you need to mark and tape, go ahead and mark and tape. That's it. Pretty easy. You just kind of hug it and then place it in there. I'm going to go ahead and pull inward so there's no creases. You can tape it. When I taped it, I felt like I had to untape it because when I pulled inward, it wouldn't let go of the stabilizer. And we should be good to go. If you're stitching with me, are we hooped and ready? Leslie, you good? Good morning. Excellent. Thanks for the thumbs up, Nancy. You hooped and ready? I see you're going from room to room. Anna, you're ready. How about you, Miss Debbie? Lori, thank you so much. Got a thumbs up from you. You're good? Okay. We're hooped and if you're not perfectly hooped, it's okay because you're probably going to trim it down. Or if you're going to, like for me, when I put mine in here, I probably cut like an inch, like on the sides here, an inch, and at least like probably an inch and a half, 2 inches on the top and the bottom. Okay. All right. Center mark, hoop the stabilizer. We loaded the design. So go ahead and load your design. And now we're going to stitch the cart placement. Anytime you see those diagonals, that means the color doesn't make a difference. So usually I'll flip until I find the color that does make a difference. And it's going to be shadow, which is really dark. And I actually don't like doing things with super dark colors. So I'm just going to put a gray in. I'm just going to put a gray in it and then we'll change it out. These are the colors I'm using. And I think I put them in the supply list. I was thinking, let me grab my tray. I've been using this because it makes me feel fancy. But this was a gift from Alice. And I mean, you can get these. So there's nowhere online, anywhere for me to get this at wholesale. So you would be able to get it at the same price. So, and I think it was like an Etsy store, and I showed it before. And then there's also Dime Embroidery. And if you get it from, I wonder if you'll be able to get it at a sale price on Dime for the Dime event. So they do carry these from Dime Embroidery. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use, I don't know, I really like coin when I'm just like stitching something. Let's go ahead and I have a bobbin in there, so we should be good. I'm going to go ahead and slide this on. I'm going to set my design. Let's also set our embroidery field just because it's good habits. So we're using a 5x7. It's not going to really make that much of a difference because we're not really moving anything, but it'll give you your embroidery field. And it's just kind of nice to see. If you wanted, you could scoot it up if you needed to for some reason. So yeah, that's a really good thing you could do because you could, let's say you wanted to personalize this. Now you have your 5x7 embroidery field. You could kind of edit, move. I could scoot this down. I know exactly how far down I want to do it. So if you wanted to add a name, I'm watching that end, and then you can add a name here. And you could see, you could put the name in. You'd know exactly how much space you have because you put out that perimeter, your workspace perimeter with the 5x7. Ever you want to recenter it, when you're using the move keys, that dot right there, that circle will recenter it. So you just hit that and it'll put it back to center. All righty. I'm going to go ahead and put in my coin, and it wants us to go ahead, stitch the cart placement line. Let's do it. Next sew along we're gonna do is gonna be finish editing. I didn't finish, so I'm gonna hit OK, clear that off my screen. I'm gonna touch embroidery, and now we're ready to embroider. Now I get my green light. While it's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and spray. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a little shot of spray to the back. I have my dime spray tent right there. I'm a KK Ganold kind of girl, and we're just gonna give it a little shot of spray. And we're gonna go ahead, try not to put it down, cockeyed. Try to keep it like perpendicular to what's there in parallel here. Now go ahead and you're gonna do the tack down. So we just laid this down. If you're a taper, go ahead and tape it down. I'm a sprayer, just a little bit of spray. We're gonna stitch the card tack down line. And then you're gonna trim close to the stitch line. Here are all my yummy scissors. I'm gonna use, I really love my double curve. If I'm on just a piece of fabric without the shape flex, I would go snips all the way. But I'm gonna go ahead and use my double curved and just go ahead and trim away. The double curved, I swear, because of the curve, allows you to get closer to your stitch. Of course, you don't wanna cut the stitches, but just get close to your stitch line. I should have personalized this, huh? Because I already have one. I should have made one for Sage. Or maybe my mother-in-law. Easter, we were having Easter dinner. Sage was here and she goes, you should do something for Easter. And I was like, I said something to my kids. I was like, do you want mommy to, like, being Korean and my parents coming here, yeah, I was born here, but my parents immigrated from Korea. We never celebrated any of those holidays. Okay, now we're gonna do the awning. Color doesn't make a difference. Again, go ahead and hit start. So sometimes I'm not a great mom and I don't celebrate the holidays either. So I asked my kids, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and spray right here. I asked my kids, I was like, do you want mommy to do something for you for Easter? And Violet goes, Mom, we're not that family. I was like, it almost made me sad. I was almost like, oh, you don't have a good mommy that makes you Easter baskets. When they were little, we did Easter egg hunts and we did all that stuff, but I haven't done any of that. So you know what? I should surprise them, right? I should surprise them because I should try to prove to myself that I am a good mommy. Okay, so we just went ahead, we did the placement line. We laid down our mint green fabric. We're stitching the tack down, and then we're gonna go ahead and trim. We did go to Taylor Swift. That is true. We did go to Taylor Swift. I like to think, my mom definitely showed us her love with her food. Just like when we went to college, she would spend like a couple of days like getting everything ready and she would pack stuff up. My mom would she would literally ship me from Connecticut to wherever I was living, Las Vegas or San Francisco. She would ship me kimchi. And by the time the box would show up, because it would ferment, she would put it in like a priority mailer. It would be like a ball. And I always felt so bad for the mail person. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry you had to carry this because it's so stinky. But she would send me like homemade, like mandu, which is like pot stickers, and kimchi and spices and all sorts of stuff. And I miss that. I really, really, right? There's things that you miss about your mom. For me, it's like, well, it's everything, but I miss her food for sure. Sorry, I know we have some dogs barking. Dogs are here today. And Poppy seems to be barking at something or someone.
I think you should surprise the kids.
I should, shouldn't I? Okay, so what do
Yes,
you?
their last.
It's their last. But like Kai doesn't like candy. Oh, you know what he loves though? He loves like Doritos and stuff. So you're right.
That's what I bought. I bought straws and cheese puffs.
You bought straws?
You know the vegetable straws? They come in they come shaped like Easter eggs.
Oh my God. Really? I did not know that. Okay, after you're done with that, we are going to go ahead. And I know I'm a fast trimmer. Let me take a breath, let you catch up. Who's done with their, who's done? I think I'm going to cover Poppy's crate. Who's done with your awning? Give me a thumbs up if you're done with the awning. Nancy, you good? Anna's done with the awning. Leslie, you working on the awning? Nancy's good with it. Lori, you ready?
I'm still trimming. Still trimming.
You're still
I'm a
trimming?
slow trimmer.
Okay. Take your time. Debbie, are you stitching with us today? Miss Debbie Brown. Okay. Next color you're going to do after you're done trimming that is we are going to do the cart leg. And I kind of wrote in all the colors that I used. And these are the Kimberbell, or they're not the Kimberbell colors, but they're the glide colors. So I'm going to go ahead and put in shadow. I was thinking we don't carry glide thread because we carry the Isacord. But there are a lot of people doing these projects that want to use the right colors. They want to use the glide colors. So I was thinking about carrying maybe like 50 of them, like the most common ones that are being used. So I'm still playing with that idea because Patrick told me that I need to watch my spending. I had to talk again. And then this was bad. He like made me sit down and he made me look at the numbers, like what's coming in, what's going out, what I'm spending. I didn't want to look because then it just doesn't exist. Okay, go ahead and do your leg. This is going to do the cart leg, and then you're going to stitch the rear post detail. The color I thought was the best for the post detail was mocha. It was just like a really good shade. So after we do this, I'm going to be grabbing my mocha. Hang on, let me see if I can do that. There's another dog here that Poppy's excited about. Okay, posts. I stitch at full speed. So I don't know what you're set to right now, but I'm stitching at the full 1,050 stitches per minute. And it's just the Luminaire and Solaris, they do all the satin stitches faster than the other machines. So where you might have a thick satin stitch, where on the Dusty and the Dream machine, it goes dunk, 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 dunk. This Solaris and the Luminaire goes, and it does it even faster. Because I thought, okay, it's still 1,050 stitches per minute. Does that really make it any faster than the other machines? And it does some things faster. I don't know if it's the redesign of the embroidery arm, but it's something. Go ahead and stitch out your posts. Next project is going to be the butterfly tool pouch, and we have the kits ready to go. Michelle's going to be teaching that one. Let's see if we can cover Poppy's crate. There you go, Pop. No barking. Quiet. Cute.
The smaller size in there, so.
Just take the 50 cents. Thank you. All right, that is going to be the rear post detail of mocha. And now it says stitch the cart counterfill and satin outline. And I did mine in mocha again. So you can do a different color, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit start and it's going to keep stitching. Hi. Pops, quiet.
Jeannie, do you know how I can just get your picture on my screen and not the whole gallery?
Oh, wait, did you say you have, so do you have, you said you have the whole gallery on your screen?
Yeah, I can see all the people and you, but I just want to go to.
Oh, you know what's funny is it should, like, I spotlighted it, which means you should see just that, but let me see if, sorry, oh, shoot, hang on, I just stopped the video.
So don't
Hang
mess
on.
up your. I just wondered if anyone knew. If not, it's
Ask for
fine.
start video, start my video. Sorry about, I'm really sorry about that. I tried to move Poppy in here so she wouldn't bark at that other dog, but she's barking more. Hey, Patrick, can you take her back out? Sorry. I thought she would, so let me see if I change it to speaker view. Does that change it for you too?
No,
That
I
doesn't?
probably pushed something on my side that
So do
showing it.
you have anything for me? So Lori, for
Oh,
me, it's
I
in my upper right-hand corner. I don't know where yours is, but is there something that says view somewhere?
You know, I did like a swipe to the left and now I have just yours.
Perfect. Now we know. Now you can be my IT gal.
There
when
you
people
go.
have that problem, I'll just refer them. Miss Lori will help you with that. iPad people.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping you. Okay, after you do this one, you are going to do the front post. So I guess they give you the opportunity to change different colors, but I did all of mine in the same color. When you look at their screen, you're gonna see, like, for me, it says jade, warm gray, so it's gonna give you different colors, but I just left it all in there with the same color. Nancy, how are you doing after transaction number 4 to get you all your stuff? You're good? Okay. Miss Leslie, you're okay? Excellent. Anna and Miss Debbie? Miss Lila, your hair looks really nice today. And then the bottom of the cart. For the bottom of the cart, I used mint julep. I really like this color. I feel like it goes really good with the, this is their sea foam. That's the, wait, is that sea foam? No, this is the Ice Castle. I think that fabric's called Ice Castle. It was kind of nice just to have a project where it was just some straight up embroidery. I was like, I haven't done just an embroidery project with applique in a long time. We'll have to do another Kimberbell best of. And I was thinking we could do the home suite. Is it home is where you hang your heart? Because I was thinking we could do that along with IQ designer to show you how to do quilting, how to quilt your project afterwards, how to layer and quilt it. And we could do it with, oh, Anna likes that. But Anna, you did it. I think you did it. Where we could do the quilting and then we could do the auto split quilt sashing too. Because I don't know how many of you have used that feature on your Solaris and Luminaire. No? Lila, no? Oh my God, Lila. It's so wonderful. Okay, maybe
I
that's
need repeats so I can remember.
okay. Maybe we'll do that. I think that would be super fun. And Michelle's going to be working on something with like the motifs and fills. I just have so many ideas. If I wasn't in the shipping department all day, maybe I could do more teaching, but the kids have helped so much. All right, we are on step. Sometimes if I lose track and I go, I'm not quite sure where we are, you can look on your screen and this is going to be like the overall steps. And this is going to be the stitching of the your embroidery stitching. So now I know I'm on step number 8. I'm here because I was like not sure. I was like, am I here or here? So now we're going to do more post detail. Again, I'm just going to do mocha. I just did mocha for all of this. Oop. What happened? Did I? Oh, you know what happened? I was talking to you and I pulled out my mocha. Hang on. Let me go back. This one you're talking too much, Jeannie. This goes forward, this goes back. So that's back to the beginning of that. Let me put my mocha back in. That was because I thought I was on to mint julep. Okay, I'm gonna, you know what? That's gonna be the next one. So Michelle and I are working on a couple of classes, but I'll do a best of and we'll do that one. And then we're also gonna do a, Michelle and I are working on a collab with Making It Mini. Lori, how are you? Are you where we're at right now?
No, I had a little difficulty, so I had to stop and start. Go
Okay.
ahead, I'll catch up.
If you need help, let me know. I can
Okay,
walk you
no,
through
it's
whatever you need.
my machine. I've talked to you before, like it
What's
shreds.
going on with it? Oh, it's been shredding?
Yeah, and then stop and rethread and all that, but I'll catch up in a minute.
Is it like a consistent thing where it's shredding all the time?
Well, this didn't shred, it just like quit. I don't know what's going on. It says
Okay.
it's not right, but it looks right to me, but I'll rethread it.
Is it telling you that there's something in your upper thread sensor or your upper thread?
It just said to rethread it.
Okay. Sometimes there's
thread
stuff like in up here. If thread gets caught, you might get messages like that. For shredding, like there's easy stuff we can check. You know, I had one gal that was having trouble with shredding. And I said, you know what, because I can, when people come in and they have issues like that, I'll do like I'm like the nursing assistant. So I will help out and I can kind of troubleshoot a couple of things, the easy stuff. But one of the easy things that you can check is going to be foot height. If you ever put up your foot height, and I just put in my mint julep, we're going to go ahead and do the embroidery down here on the bottom of the cart. it seems weird, but if your foot is too high, that can cause your upper thread to shred. Just one little
Oh.
thing. And that's what, for her, that's what it turned out to be. We went through a whole bunch of stuff. And finally I was like, can you tell me what your foot height is set at? And it wasn't at the regular foot height. And then I said, go ahead and put it to default. And that was all she needed to fix her problem. So keep that in your mind. One of those things.
Okay, yeah, it's at the default.
You're at default?
Yeah.
Okay.
You sent me a whole email before about the shredding, but it didn't shred, it just stopped, but
It just
I've got it
stopped.
it's
Okay.
restarted again. So I'll
So,
catch you.
sometimes when you get messages like that, there could be something up here and it throws a sensor. So something in your upper threading. How long has it been since you serviced it, Lori?
Oh, I just had it serviced because some thread jammed in the middle and I couldn't get it out.
Okay. I mean, you know, when we service the machine, it goes home and they're still getting some kind of like error. I'll usually have them come into the store and I'll be like, I want you to sit here and I want you to stitch. And that way we can catch it because sometimes it'll be something like a burr on their hook or it's something, we'll figure out, oh, you know what? It's just and I'll tell them, bring in your stuff, bring in your project, bring in your thread that you're using. We're going to eliminate, we're going to go through and eliminate the variables and we'll kind of do that. So I don't know if your dealer will do something like that for you and you could go in and go, I'm still having this issue.
I'm sure she would if I go up there. So
It's frustrating to have your machine just stopping.
well,
Never
it keeps
felt-
recheck the upper thread. I'm like,
Okay.
hey,
When I
threaded-
get that message, for me, a recheck upper thread, I think you've got something up here. You might have something caught up there.
okay. Well,
If you feel like there's nothing up there, you can turn on your sensor message. So you can go into your, I'm going to stop this really quickly. If it keeps giving you that message and there's nothing in there, you can go into your sewing and you can go ahead and just turn off your upper bobbin thread sensor for now. So it doesn't keep giving you that message and get through your project. Okay.
okay. Thank you. Let's see, upper thread sensor.
Go ahead and just turn that off for now, but turn it back on when you're done with this. And you might want to just have that checked.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, after we do this, it wants you to stitch the cart trim detail. And I did mine in linen. Oh my God, linen is one of my favorite colors. This is just like the perfect off-white. So go look in the drawers where all the stuff is or pull it out of, yeah, can you pull it out of ours and I'll replace it? Okay. I'll replace it, yeah. All right, I'm gonna put in my linen. And this is going to stitch the cart trim, which is going to be just like a little line of stitching that's going right down the center of the mint julep. How are you doing, Leslie? Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? It's okay. Nancy, you good? You're good. Okay. Miss Anna, if you ever need help, just go ahead. It's just girls stitching together. I can get you caught up. Tide water. You got to have Tide water. Okay. I had somebody send me a note and they're an Isacord girl. So they asked me if I could pick a match for them out of Isacord. And Isacord has 423 colors. So I was like, no problem. I went to the Isacord to find a match and I couldn't do it. Like it was either but I'm kind of picky. It was either too blue or too green. So everyone should have Tide water. It's just the perfect blend of blue and green. This is step number 11 in your stitch out, and this is the awning stripe detail. We are about a third, well, actually, we're probably just about a quarter of the way through, quarter of the way with our stitches. And I talked to Kai about coming down and doing like a tour with you, and he says he's interested. He's interested, but at the same time, he's so busy working on his keyboard, so busy playing volleyball, so busy doing all those things. Then it says to stitch the awning satin outline and detail, and I use mint julep for the outline. Did I use? Yeah, but you could use Tide water. Maybe I'll do it. What do you think? I did mine with the mint julep. I think I'm going to go Tide water this time. Make it darker. So I'm on the awning outline, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit start, and I'm using Tide water.
What color is the first kiss? Because I don't have that.
Oh my God, I love First Kiss. I'm going to be doing a thread order. So if you want it, it's this. And I don't know if that's like a good representation, but it's got like a tinge of pink to it. So I know it looks kind of tan here, but it's really, can you see it? It's just more, it's more like the lightest baby pink that you could have. And this is what it looks like in the stitch out. So I used it right here. I used it right here, and I used it in this flower too. That's all First Kiss.
Thank you.
So it's a pinkish tan. Hi, Miss Alice. I'm just going to add to that my next glide order, and I'll order some First Kiss, and I'll order, and we'll get some colors up on the website because we don't have it right now, but I'll make a list and I'll have the kids go ahead and load those colors. Because some of these colors, I just don't know if I have an equivalent for them. So we'll do First Kiss. The funny thing about First Kiss, like if you were to look at it on their website, I don't even think you'd notice that it had any pink in it at all. It is completely tan. Miss Alice, look how organized I am. There's all my colors. Oh, look at this. Did I turn off my fabric sensor because I wasn't even paying attention? And I think I have not been stitching out. I mean, not my fabric sensor, but my thread one. I was too busy talking to you ladies. Let me go in here. So mine's on, and anytime something like that happens, I go, how dirty is it down here? But I'm going to go ahead and just take a peek in here. We're pretty dirty. So that's my cue to go, okay, I need to clean it out. I still have quite a bit of thread in here, but let's just put a brand new bobbin in. And I'm going to pay better attention because you were probably watching me going, there's no stitching happening. This is a good lesson on how to get back to where you want to be stitching. So it looks like I ended right about here. So if we go in here to our screen, you have like a little green hash mark. And I'm just going to go back. I'll go back 100 stitches and see where it goes. I'm going to go minus 100, minus 100. I'm going to go tens. Let's see if that's it. Okay, let's try that. See if that gets me kind of back. Sorry, I was stitching, but not stitching. Lori, how's it doing now? Is it stitching without stopping?
Well, my frame came a little bit loose, so I had to scan it. So
Okay,
it's doing it now, I think.
okay.
I just stitched like the rest of my sweetest pie and never had a minute worth of trouble. Then
And
I get
then-
on here to do something and it acts up. So
Oh
Figures.
no.
it's stitching now. It looks good.
Okay. This is when I engage in risky behavior and I like snip while it's stitching. No, I didn't. An application. Okay, ladies, as soon as we're done with this, we are going to, this is our awning. I did my original one in mint julep. And then I thought, ooh, I'm going to get bold and beautiful. And now I'm doing Tidewater because it's a little bit darker and brighter. That is this step right here, which is stitch the awning, satin outline and detail. And now it wants you to stitch the wheel detail. I didn't use black. I used this is another one of my favorite glide colors. This is called Shadow, and it's a super dark charcoal, almost black, but not quite there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. You're probably ahead of me because I was stitching with no thread. Wasn't that fun? That's what happens when I get talking. I'm not good at you know what? I'm not really good at doing getting stuff done when I'm stitching with my lady friends because I'm a talker. I've always gotten in trouble for talking. Like my kids think it's so funny because I got kicked out of my chemistry class because I could not stop talking. So my teacher kicked me out and put me in the other class. And I have trouble focusing. It's all back to me having ADHD. I've got it. The struggle's real. Okay, it's doing the wheel right now. And after we do the wheel, then we're going to do the center and we're going to go back to the Tidewater. I have somebody here that needs a little help. I'm just going to walk her through her project. I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay, we're going to do the very center. I was worried about doing the center because it's really thick right in there, but it did a big kind of satin stitchy thing. So it was totally fine. So I'm going to put my Tidewater back in. You can put whatever color you want. Here we go. We are now on step 19 of our instructions, step 14 of our stitch out. And next thing is going to be stitch the sign fill. I'm using First Kiss. Okay, I'm going to put First Kiss in. It's going to stitch out the sign. Nancy, you good? Miss Leslie, you doing okay? I like your glasses. They remind me of a mix of mint julep and Tidewater.
They're Lori Holt.
Well, oh, I didn't know she, you know what? Actually, are those readers?
Yes.
Oh, I saw that she had those and maybe I should get some because those are super cute.
Yeah, they're really nice. I like them.
Miss Lori, how are you doing now? You okay?
It's a little bit off center now. I tried to scan it and it's a little bit off, but I'm just gonna keep going because that way I can test my colors. If I like the
Okay.
colors, then I'll remake it.
This could be just your practice one.
It is my practice one. I didn't have all the exact colors, so I'll see how it looks. So I'm
Sure.
on 10. I'm on 10 and I'll catch up.
Step 10, are you on step 10 of the stitch out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not too far back now. It's stitching okay. It's just the design is a little bit off.
That's
I
okay.
got-
It'll be
I
your
got-
special flavor.
Yeah.
Miss Alice, are you stitching with us? Or are you just hanging out with us?
Just hanging out,
All right.
but I love the threads,
The threads,
the thing, the whatever it is.
the holder.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. You know, because I've always just kind of thrown mine in just like a whatever, just like a bin or piece of like a plastic holder or something. I don't know why. I do. I really, really like everything laid out, looking at it, knowing what's coming up. I don't really organize it into what's coming up, but I just have it there. I'm going to put shadow back in. Sometimes when I'm doing print, I will go to a 60 weight thread. But it's stitched out really nice just with this shadow, just the regular 40 weight. And I didn't have any problem with my bobbin thread showing either or pin dotting. So I'm just putting shadow back in and I'm going to stitch out the open sign. Anna, how are you? Good. Miss Debbie Brown, just checking in. Shelby? We have a little show and tell. Rose is here. This is Rose. Rose has you have a Solaris too, right? And
Yeah.
she just did this beautiful memory quilt. Look at all of these. Your happy place. Your dad. Is it for
My daughter, yeah.
this is your daughter?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Great.
my daughter.
Oh, wonderful. Look at that. Isn't this great? Came out great, Rose.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
I love it. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, I'm doing the same fresh flowers in shadow as well. It's amazing what you can photocopy on fabric. Yeah, it's so. Nice, you're updated? Okay. Thanks, Rose. Okay, so it's stitching out fresh flowers. And then we're gonna start stitching out the flowers. So for the leaves, I went between aloe and clover. So I just used these two colors, just like a little darker green and one that was a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna be using these. Let me get my camera. Ooh. This. Poppy loves coming into my sewing room. I don't let her in there often because I don't know if anyone was with me on the live feed on Monday, but she literally climbed into my batting bag. Like I have my batting on the bottom. What color am I putting in? I am putting in aloe. And aloe is the darker of my two greens. But I've probably used half my batting, but I still pull the bag around it, and she climbed. She climbed in there. I was worried because Momo chewed right into my batting. It's just, you're going to have there's going to be some casualties when you have a puppy. And but she loves thread. So, and she's so cute because she'll grab it and then she goes running because she wants you to chase her. She knows she's being naughty. So this is going to be, this is step 18 of your stitch out. This is the stem and leaves one detail. So we're doing the darker green here, the lighter green here, the darker green here, and then we're going to do the flower pots. They are so, Lynn, they're so cute. They're just like kids in like so many ways. And they love hugs and kisses. And I told Patrick that when we retire someday that I want to foster animals. He was like, "Oh no," but I'm such like an animal sucker, and I do. I watch all those videos, and I'm like, there's so many animals that need to be saved. So many kids, so many people, so many adults, so many older people. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a pet. Well, I did tell him that too. But that's the thing. Because I seriously do not like being cold. So I think I would struggle in the wintertime, but I would love to have mini animals. You know how they have like mini donkeys, mini horses, they have like mini cows. I'd want like minis. But I want Patrick to, I just want to hug him and kiss him, but I want Patrick to be the one that goes out when it's cold out. Move to Florida. One of my good friends, her father has, and they have a bunch of animals, but they're down in Florida, probably about maybe an hour south of Orlando. But they had tons of animals. They had like cows and donkeys and all sorts of stuff. Okay, I am putting my aloe back in. We're going to do the third one. And he had a pond with like fish, and all the animals ate bread. I guess there's like a bread factory. It'd be the equivalent of like Wonder Bread or something like that. And he would go and buy all of their like their day, and like, the day old bread or the bread that was on sale, and fed it to like all the animals. They all, everyone, the cows, I think they ate other stuff too. There was a lot of property there. So they ate like just grass and whatever vegetation was growing. So doesn't that look strange? That looks strange to me. I'm going to cut this. Maybe it's just a bottom leaf. You know what? I think we're good. I think it's just a bottom leaf, but that looked to me off. And so I was going to stop it, but I can see it's stitching out a mirror image leaf right next to it. So we're okay. If ever your embroidery starts stitching where it looks like it shouldn't be stitching and you're half an inch too far down or half an inch too far to the left or to the right, just turn off your machine and restart it again, because you could have knocked it off calibration. Like you could accidentally swing your chair around and hit your embroidery arm. And the easiest fix is to just turn your machine off and back on again. It'll resume and it'll recalibrate and you should be back to where you started. The first time that happened to me, I was at Sage's house and I brought my machine with me and I set it up in front of a window, a nice sunny spot that I could embroider. Well, little did I know that I had my embroidery arm too close to the wall. So when it went to stitch, the embroidery arm ran into the wall and I just moved it forward. I was like, oh, I need to move forward a little bit. But what I didn't realize, it had knocked my design off calibration. So I thought my machine was broken. And all I needed to do was just turn it off and back on again. So we are doing the flower pots now. This is step number 21 in your stitch out. I am using coin, fly thread in the color coin. And then you're going to use a color to outline stitch it. I used lead gray when I did my sample. So here is lead gray. So it's doing the flower pots and then we're going to be on to the flowers. Not too much more. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put in lead gray. And it's just a darker gray, not quite as dark as shadow, but darker. And this is going to do the outline of the pots. And the first color I'm going to use for my flowers is going to be First Kiss. But you can use any, I mean, if you want to kind of stick to this color theme, any light pink, taffy, back to Tidewater, and then a light blue. All right. This is step 23. Here's my first kiss. And then I'm going to put in taffy. Time to reorder the taffy. I think I'm going to get a king cone because I use a lot of this. I use a lot of Tidewater and a lot of linen and buttermilk. Some of them are going to be like good to get in the big cones. I find that when you order a big cone, it's like getting a big cone's the equivalent, like a king cone's the equivalent of 5 of the mini. And price wise, it's probably about like a king cone is usually the cost of 2 to 3 minis. So sometimes it just makes sense. And the convenience. Okay, I'm going to put my taffy in next. Okay, step number 25. We've got 31 steps, so we're almost done. I'm going to go ahead and put in Tidewater. And then we'll leave that same color in to stitch out the next flower. Let's go ahead and stitch out the next flower. And then you need a blue. It says like a light blue. I like kind of struggled with that one. So you could just use mint julep again, because that would be so pretty in there. Or I could do this like light blue. This one is an exquisite thread. So I don't have a thread color for you, but I'll just put that in. It'll be pretty. Just any light blue. Leslie, you looking like you're hand stitching.
I am. I'm working on some little finishes for a cross stitch pillows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can we take a peek? Oh wait, I'm gonna spotlight you.
Oh dear.
Oh, that is so cute.
And then there's this one. They're for a dough bowl.
Can you put it by your face? 'Cause it's gonna
Oh yeah.
blur.
That's
Oh,
even
no,
better.
maybe put it closer. Closer to the it's blurring it for some reason. It's like keeping your hands. That's adorable. So what is that gonna be for?
A dough bowl.
For what?
A dough bowl?
A dough bowl?
Yeah, it's like a wooden bowl that you put decorations in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
It's
and
so
I do these
cute.
pillows. There's one for every month.
Oh, I
um,
love it.
I haven't been stitching too much because like you, I got a puppy and we're trying to, learn each other. And I have to keep my eyes on her. So I haven't been able to stitch for a week. I'm like dying.
How old is she?
She's about 10 weeks.
Oh, you have like puppy. Are you?
Yeah, I'll show you. Whoops.
Yeah, let's see her.
I don't know if can I show you?
Yeah, I would love to see.
Let's see. I might have to do it this
Just
way.
I put a light blue in. We're doing the
Come
center
here.
flower.
Here. There she is.
She's cute. Oh,
Yeah, she's just waking up. Where are you? Come here, honey. Sit.
I love her little white tuxedo spot like on her chest.
Yeah. She's pretty good. She's learning. She has to learn Mom Stitchy's time is not to be, I'm not to be bothered.
That's the thing. I have not been able to like really keep them out of my and I miss Momo in there because Momo would really just come in and lay down, but they kind of have been
Good
both
girl.
picked out.
Yeah.
She's so cute, Leslie.
Thank you. Do you have any words of wisdom on crate training?
We just okay. Poppy was really easy to crate train. She just doesn't complain. Momo at this point loves this crate, but about 6 months, like he would literally go in there and cry and scream. And I want to say we crate trained him for a while. And then one day he was just complaining so much. We were so exhausted. We were like, let's just leave him out. And he was totally fine. So Poppy, we left her out pretty early because we probably, but they're crate trained. Like we can, if we want to go out for dinner, we'll leave them. So I just put in buttermilk and just to the center of that flower. And I'm going to put Taffy back in for step number 29. They're pretty crate trained. Like here at the store, I can just go kennel up to Momo and he'll just run to his crate. He reminds me of Kai when Kai was a baby because Kai went in timeout a lot. And he was almost preemptive. He almost knew when he did something like naughty and would just go running to timeout. And he was so good. He would just sit there and wait. Violet was horrible in timeout. She would cry the entire time. But Momo's like that now. We'll just go kennel up and he'll run and just go to his crate. Poppy still, we have to kind of push her in there, but she really just will go in. Leslie, what's the puppy's name?
Chelsea.
Does she complain when you put her in her crate?
Well, I mean, yes and no. She's already spoiled, of course. She's figured it out quite quickly that if she cries, I'll go get her, which I have to stop. And what I've got, my daughter ordered me another crate for downstairs.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for that, and then we're going to have some serious training. But I have one upstairs too, and she'll go in there, but she'll cry because she wants to sleep with me.
Oh God,
Hmm.
it was probably because Poppy's like, she's 6 months now. I say Poppy's been out of her. We only did it until she was maybe 4 months. And
Okay.
now
Okay.
she sleeps with us, and she sleeps in the bedroom wherever she wants, kind of.
Yeah. I just have to watch because I have 2 cats as well.
I just
And-
love the cuddles. I love
Yeah.
the puppy cuddles. I know some people don't let their animals in the bed, but I love it. I love
Yeah,
the cuddles.
He's done so well. I mean, of course, it's been a little bit rainy up here. I'm in Washington, and it's always raining, but that's okay. I love it. But it's kind of difficult to walk her, but we were able to go out this morning and walk, and then I kind of left her alone, and she just fell asleep on the floor. So that's good, you know. Otherwise, she wants to be with me.
Oh,
Don't
just
you?
the best.
Yeah, thank you.
She's adorable. She looks so
Thanks.
cuddly.
Yeah, I hope she stays small. I don't think so, though.
We took, I think Poppy went to the vet yesterday, and she's 40 pounds.
Ah,
So, and then Violet got online, and it says that puppies grow until, so I'm going to put this in next. This is First Kiss. I am on step 30. This is going to be the inside of this flower, and then there's going to be the center of the flower. But yeah, it says that the dogs will grow until they're 16 months. I think large dogs. So,
okay.
so we've got a ways to go, but they slow down.
I hope so. We've been talking about it. I want her to stay tiny so I can grab her, you know?
Do you know how big her parents were?
No, I got her from the SPCA.
Yep.
Yeah.
She looks
She-
like a
she's-
lab.
Yeah, she's lab and hound mix is what they said. So she could be at least, you know, between 50 pounds and 70. I don't know.
How big is she
But,
right now?
She's about 14 pounds. Oh, pennies
Oh,
in
I
a
bet-
can. Thank you. I've been trying to find out. It's been so long since I've had a puppy. I don't know all the tricks.
Yeah, I bet
honey.
she's gonna be like probably 40 to 50 pounds, because that sounds like how big Poppy was around that age.
Yeah, and that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect.
She looks a
But-
lot like my daughter's rescue dog, and she's pretty small for like a lab.
Ah,
Cute.
How big is Anna? How big is Veronica's dog?
I don't know
bite.
how much she weighs, but a lot less than all of our labs we have.
Because
Yeah,
labs are what? They're probably like 50 to like 40 to 60 pounds.
stop. No.
Okay, I need a
Thank you.
center for this. I'm gonna do my light blue, and that's gonna be the last of it. I'm gonna go ahead and heat up my iron, because I am gonna press this. Heat up your iron, because we're almost done. We'll give it a press. I'm gonna press it from the back side. I'm gonna show you a OESD press cloth. If you don't have one, you might think about getting one. But don't order it for me right now, because I just sold 3 of them yesterday. I think those were the last 3, so I'm going to order some more of them. But they're kind of like a miracle product. The wool mat, your best press, your iron, you can get almost any pucker out. Dun, 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 we're done. Okay, I'm heating up my iron right. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, there's my music. For a minute, I think Michelle turned down the volume on this, so I almost didn't hear it. But the press cloth, and the other nice thing about the press cloths, they're cheap. They're like they're $6.90, $5.99 or something like this. They look like a piece of batting. And you can see the outline of some of the embroideries that I've pressed in, or Michelle has pressed into this, because you press the embroidery in, and then the fabric kind of spreads around it. So you can get out almost any pucker. I always tell people, and of course I haven't done it with mine, you should probably bind this, like put some binding on it so you don't get it confused with a piece of batting. So we're just going to remove this from the hoop. I'm going to just pop it up. And I have a little bit of hoop burn here. I'm just going to lay it face down. I mean, I really don't, maybe I have a little bit of some lines that I need to deal with. What's the name of it's the OESD press, I think it's called the pressing cloth. And so anytime you have a um, challenging pucker, a lot of times I'll just use my wool mat. Your wool mat has a little bit of give too. So it's the same concept. The embroidery goes in here, the fabric kind of gets pressed and pushed so you get those puckers out. But this one, the first person that ever showed me this was Miss Carolyn Lindsay, and she went on a cruise, like an sewing and embroidery cruise, and they use this. And she told me about it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get that. If you want, you can trim this off. I didn't even trim this off. I just kind of left it back there, but just give it a little. And if I had puckers, which I don't, I would be pushing and pushing like the fabric. The only time you have to be really careful of this is when you have directional fabric. Like if this was the stripe fabric, I would be really careful and just be pressing in the direction of this stripe so your stripe doesn't turn into a zigzag. But you can just kind of press down into your embroidery. I don't really think I have the puckers. But if you have the puckers, you'd really want to just know that your fabric will distort. But you'll kind of see that, can you see the outline of my cart? It just kind of presses down into that and it'll redistribute all that fabric. So don't worry. If you have puckers, just get out your best press, get out your wool mat or your press cloth, and it'll take care of that. Now, the other thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and clip all of these little threads. And I usually use either my OESD Perfect Snips with that little hook on it. And now we can just get in here. And the other thing somebody told me that they do that I've been doing, which makes all the difference, is just using my tweezers. So just holding this up so it stays nice and taut, and then you can just go ahead and clip all of those little threads. The little jump threads, that's what that little hook is for. You can just get underneath one side, clip one direction, and then flip it over. Grab your tweezers so it stays nice and taut still, and then just clip the other side. So I will clip like this, and then I'll flip it and clip from the other direction. And did I get them all? What's this? What's this down here? And then if you want, you know what? I really wasn't planning on it. This morning I was like, oh, I have my sew along and I didn't put my embroidery in an 8x12 frame. And I thought to myself, oh, you know what? It's going to look really cute in just a regular wooden embroidery hoop. So the ones that we have in the store are made by Superior. I have a handful of them. So I'll order some more. Let's see. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. All right. The other thing I love, and I go back and forth between which ones I use, is I love with my tweezers, I love these. Because again, now I can grab that thread. Is this a thread right here? These are side hoppers. So whatever your preference is. And these they have little feet, and the feet just sit on your fabric and you just cut those little jump threads. So these are specifically made for cutting your jump threads. Just get down there and just snip them. So, but I think if you're an embroiderer, it's important to have one or the other. And I use them both. I have 2 pairs of these. I love these too. So there we go. All right. Now, if you want to put it in your hoop, I did not even cut the back. I was like, I'll just leave it there. It's fine. Here is one of the hoops. This comes off, and you are just going to go ahead and set this down, get it centered, get this centered. You're going to have probably about 1/4 of an inch. So play with it until you have it right where you want it. Too high, or am I putting it the wrong direction? Like that. And then you can just push it down and then trim the back. And that's what I did. And, oh, I wasn't looking at the screen. Lori, do you have a question?
Do you have any hints if like I use stabilizer on this because it's not a quilt for getting any puckers out? Because you can't iron that stabilizer real hot because it'll
Are you talking about the,
Like
I mean, if you want, I would go
mesh.
ahead, if you're using the no-show mesh, you can still kind of press the heck out of it, but go ahead and trim it. Trim your no-show mesh. Don't go right to the stitch, but I would go ahead and trim it maybe about 1/4 of an inch around. And
Oh,
then
okay.
same thing. So get it out of the way and just press it down. What I put in your kit was just like a cutaway. And it's kind of this is cutaway soft, I think, which is going to be like a medium weight cutaway. But like get your, like literally I stand up on my tippy toes and use all my body weight and just push it down into that wool mat, push down and out and away from your embroidery. And you should be able to get like a lot of those puckers out. If you have a lot of puckers, maybe the hooping wasn't tight enough. So make sure that hooping is nice and snug to like kind of avoid those puckers. Any other questions, ladies?
And I quit doing mine because I'm going to remake it, but I had this really cute dot
Oh,
fabric.
I love it. I'm
And then-
gonna spotlight Lori right now. So we're gonna add a spotlight so we can see her adorable fabric. Hang on. Where'd she go? There you are. Add spotlight. That is really cute. I love it. Polka dots are the best. You can get those puckers out. Lori, just like, yeah, put it down, face down into a wool mat or put it face down into that press cloth and just press and press out, like press, like here, I'll do it on mine because I'm like doing it on the screen. You guys can't even see. Press down and press out. Just press out away from the embroidery and you'll be able to get those out.
Okay. Well, it popped
Okay.
out of the hoop too, so I'm going to remake it so it's better. But I used a dark teal for that fresh flowers
Really cute.
with the Tide water, and it came out really good. So I
Love it.
was able
And
to
I like your
test my
sign.
colors.
Your sign isn't yellow. The sign's really cute too.
Yeah, that's buttermilk.
Oh, I love buttermilk. How
'Cause
about
I
you,
didn't have
Nancy?
any pink, so
Did
yeah, it turned out good.
anyone else want to show their little project off? It was, oh, Anna's got hers. Anna, let me go ahead and spotlight you. Cute. What'd you use for your background?
I used the new floral from Kimberbell.
Oh, yeah. Is it the doodle? The new, are you on gray? Is that gray?
Yeah, I think so. It's a light green.
I love it.
I used the little polka dots for the awning.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, they have that new polka dot. It's like a multicolored dot. So that looks
Love those
adorable.
colors.
It's cute. Love it. All right. Anyone else have something? Who else has one? No, we've got puppies. Well, ladies, thanks so much for joining me. I will upload this video and I'll go ahead and send it out to you. And you always also have the pre-recorded video. We will see you next month. Next month's project's going to be the, I don't have it to show it to you because Michelle's going to be working on it, but we have the kits. It's adorable. It is the butterfly tulle cinch bag. And it's the new, one of the new vintage florals is going to be the background. So it's super cute and hope to see you later. Hope to see you on for whoever's joining me on Monday for Life is Better in Full Bloom. And we'll see you later. Thanks.
Thank you, Jeannie. It's good to see you.
Bye. Good to see you too. Bye.
All right, bye.